Hi, my name is MzGee, and it's time for us to unpack the original album with a guy who's called Ronald. I don't know how many people know that he's called Ronald, but we know him in this business as Bisa Kdei. So let me just be notorious this morning and say, hello, Ronald. I get the opportunity to call you that. I think one of these, I don't know if you've done it before, but one of these, they should say, High Life Mu Ronaldo. And then when they ask you, so what's up with the Ronald? And say, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. People can call me whatever they want.
But a lot of people don't know you're called Ronald, though. It doesn't have any similarity with Bisa Kdei.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm okay. How are you guys doing?
We are great. Congratulations on the release of your original album. I noticed that it's about 14 tracks. Oh, we have about 14 tracks on the album. Congratulations to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, I want to say from last Thursday to today, what's been the feedback? It's barely a week old. What's been the feedback?
It's been great. It's been very amazing. You know, the way I wanted it to go is going. And I'm just trying to put in a lot of effort so people can, the whole album can be heard across the globe.
One would say it's taken a very long time. You know, we haven't heard of Bisa, releases. I know you've been dropping, but, this is an album that is pushed on us. What's been happening? Why did you take this long to bring out an album?
So I actually, it's been like 4 years or 5 years since I released an album, and I actually wanted to release an album in 2019. This album actually in 2019, and then Corona, hit. So I couldn't do that. I wanted to, but like the impact that I wanted it to make, I had to hold on to it. And I think this is just about time. This is the right time for me to do that. Yeah. So it's been long, but it's good as well.
Well, let's see how original this album is, because I've been asking myself, why would Bisa say original? No. How original is this album? Why are we titling it original?
It is, I think, I don't know if you've listened to the first song.
But I have. We're going to come to that next chapter.
Yes. The whole album is actually based on the first song. It's been over 10 years of great music, and as a human being, you've been through a phase. You have to go through a phase, and I have been through a phase throughout this career, and there's so much bubbling in my heart. Like, there's been so much bubbling in my heart for a long time, and I just wanted to let it out, and I couldn't find a better way to do that than to put my thoughts on a beat. So I just decided to, give it a title original, because there's just something original coming straight from my heart. Yeah.
Something original coming straight from your heart, and the entire story is in the next chapter, which is the first track on the album. Yeah. And that first track has got a lot of goosebumps, like the Nigerians will say. It's more like you're saying, it's coming from your heart. Why is it taking you this long, to air some of these things that has been on your heart? Have you been contemplating, shall I speak about it? Shall I not speak about it? And why now?
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes there's always this right moment to talk about things. I think I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for all of that, to come out to say a lot of things like this. I wasn't ready. But I wasn't ready, and I think this is the best time to talk about it. Yeah, because I was actually contemplating about it from 2012. I wanted to speak out so bad, but I thought that it might break me if I do. So I just have to focus on work, just to wait for the right time. And I think this is the right time to talk about it. So,
when I listen to the song, it tells me, or what I deduce from it, you just said that, I said, this is coming from a broken soul. Did it not talking about it rather break you all through the period you had to wait? Because I felt you were broken.
Yeah, I'm actually over it now. That's why I came out to talk about it. Like the one thing that really broke me was the loss of my mom. When I lost my mom, and it's actually the key vibe na ikumi cry, But I'm not over it, but I'm actually okay to talk about a lot of things.
Mm. In that
Yeah.
song, and now you've made reference to when your mom passed. You talked about how it broke you, but it was a blessing. And I've been thinking about it. How could it have been a blessing? What is the blessing in that?
Um, After my mom passed, you know, I I I think that she brought us a blessing, me and the whole family, because after she passed, some great things happened to me. That's the same time that I got my son brother hits, the greatest. So yeah, and other things too that I don't want to talk about on TV. But yeah, it was, even though it was a very sad incident, um, it brought me some good things as well. So that's why I said she brought me a blessing.
Mm. Because when I heard that, I was like, oh, besides now going to give the people who's claimed, and I don't know how anybody in their wildest dream would think that somebody like you or somebody would kill their mother just for fame. And so I was like, when you said it was a blessing, I was like, you're just going to cement that thought that people had, by saying that, okay, maybe actually what they were thinking was true, because you even made reference to that in the song. You aren't worried about that?
Yeah, I did. And when people started that, I was really worried because I'm somebody that I love I love my family. So I'm sure you do too, you guys do too. So when somebody talks about you like that is really bad. And that's why I actually wanted to address it, that sometimes we say some things and we don't even think about how some people are going to feel. And it's just bad. And I think it's about time that we tone all of that down and think about other people as well.
Now, two or three more questions on next chapter, then we'll go to the subsequent songs on the original
Okay.
album. Now, I also noticed that in next chapter, you talked about people saying that you were doing funeral songs. And I said, didn't he, alter anything when it comes to your production, your style, and all of that? Haven't you ever thought that, okay, let me just for once please those people who say I do funeral songs to do something, maybe something different from what they claim is funeral songs?
It didn't, trust me, it didn't change. It hasn't changed anything. Um, Whatever you do in this world, people are going to talk about it. It took only one person to go online to say that, and then everybody started saying that. I don't know what was happening at then. And one thing about me is I don't really pay attention to these kind of things. I'll just keep on working. I know what people want. I know what people want from Bisa Kdei. And people actually know me for doing high life music. And that's what I'm trying to sell. So can you say, with a funeral song thing, can you say, has anybody said anything about Daddy Lumba or Amachi Dede or Kojo Entry doing funeral songs? They all do high life just like I do. But I feel like that we go to the extreme too much, to right now, like in this era, we're in the social media era, and we go to the extreme to talk about like things that are not necessary too much, and it needs to stop. Honestly, it needs to stop. And I'm not actually bothered, but I think where it's going, it's when you're putting in a lot of effort and people say these things about you. I mean, it's bad. It's bad because people that are watching outside too, when they see these kind of things, they try to affiliate it to whatever that you're doing. So yeah.
Has it, the way you keep going about it? First off, I want to find out why you think you were singled out as one artist or anybody. You said it took one person. I know I asked you to mention who this person is. You might probably not mention. But why did you think you were singled out of all the artists that we have in this country? Why would anybody single Bisa Kdei out and so Bisa Dioye funeral song or Bisa Das funeral song?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, me, I don't know. I've thought about it so many times. Me, I'm a dream, you understand? But I don't know. Whatever happens has in your series it's already happened. So I really don't have anything to say about it no more. The only thing I have to do is damage control, which I've been doing, but it's not working. So you just have to stay mute about it. That's it.
Has it affected your appeal when it comes to the crave for your performances, your song? Has that statement affected people's interest in your works?
Of course. At some places it has. You know, it got to a point where it's so funny, but when somebody will call me and say, "Oh, Bisa, I want you," like they'll call my team and be like, "Bisa, I want you for a funeral performance." I'm like, really? You know, but not that it's bad though. It's not bad, but then affiliating it with that alone says it all. You understand? So people will call me and I'll be like, why are you even calling me for that? You understand? So at some places, at some parts of this whole vibe, it was bad, but then at some parts too, no. People don't really.
Were you honoring those gigs when the calls come for such? Were you honoring them? Were you going to play those shows?
Real.
You didn't go.
Nah.
I see. But also, the talk about what happened in 2014 or 2016, I just don't remember the year you quoted in the song, about your award not being given to you, like you felt that you deserved the award. And Edima Isumesi, like how you said in the song. I'm like, how many years on? Like, do you want to cause a new beef? Do you want that conversation to be revisited? You know?
Not at all. Like I said, I feel like it's about time people know what is on my mind. A long time, and I think this is just the best time to let people know. It's just nothing. It's already happened. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, I just wanted people to know. That's it.
How do you think the artist that is the Sumesino will be receiving, you know, this part of the song?
It's not even that. That's not what I meant. I say Wafasumeni.
Wafasumeni, yeah. How do you think Wafasumeni will feel about it?
Wafasumeni is not. It's not. Listen, if you you think it's about EL, is not. Honestly, it's not.
But what is it about?
Something different. I'm saying something different. So I mean, I know people can relate to like a lot of things, but that's actually not what I'm saying.
What about the organizing body of this, you know, award? Don't you think that they will feel like, if you deserved it, we would have given it to you. Probably you didn't deserve it, whether your fans voted or not. But we are the ones who organize this, and we say we don't deserve it. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. That's the whole point. It's an award scheme. Anything can happen. I think I deserve it. You think I don't deserve it. It doesn't mean I can't speak about it. I can speak about it. That's the same way you can speak about me too. It's okay to speak.
Talking about collaborations on the album, before I go to the guys, because I know that Jay Foley has something to say to you. I realized that, and I was speaking to them earlier before you joined, that I love the collaboration with Camido. I'm trying to pull out the title of the song, Complete Man. I don't think that time will allow me to ask you questions on Complete Man, because it looks to me as if we found somebody and we are thinking about that person. Just curious me listening to it and how excited I feel. Or the excitement I feel in your voice in that song is like, oh, you've seen somebody and finally the person has captured your heart? Just curious me. Yes or no?
So, I actually wrote that song 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. What happened 8 years ago? What caused that song?
No, my folio, my baby. But
Hey, you see, what for your money bium?
Ojami.
Ah, bit me might be some
Yeah.
broken heart.
I'm sure you've also had your share.
Oh, but me, I'm not a superstar, so if I have my share, it's not supposed to be a big deal.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. We're all human beings. Everybody will have their share. Everybody will chop breakfast. But
last, eh?
last. Yeah, I wrote it 8 years ago. I actually wanted to put flavor on it. That 8 years. Nami fan to one of my albums. But it didn't happen. So I was
Why didn't it happen? He wasn't ready for you at the time, or what happened?
No, it was just some back and forth beats, so that I don't want to talk about. But after that I was just waiting for the right artist to put on, because I couldn't find anybody else fit it, and I thought Camido was perfect. Yeah, so that's why.
I actually love the Evertree combination on that. Then there's Tenny, and then there's Memphis the Pie or the Pie, depending on where you're coming from. You know, and I was expecting to hear Memphis. This morning I asked you, Foley, have you heard Memphis? I'm trying to still hear Memphis on it. What is happening? Where is Memphis' voice? Where is Memphis on the song? Which part is Memphis?
So when I posted the track list, everybody was wondering if it's the real Memphis, and I laughed. You know, Memphis is an artist. He's been an artist ever since, and I'm actually on his album.
Oh,
he's had an album out. Yeah, I'm actually on his album. There's a song called "From Ghana." It's so beautiful. They didn't promote it here, that's why, but it's a beautiful song. So I just thought I should put him on this because Jose, that's his vibe, you know, and Minimsa Obekilinos, and he did too. It's a beautiful song. After two verses on the song, you hear Memphis.
Oh, I see. I think I need to take my time to listen to Memphis. And maybe I was expecting a certain voice, and that's what I didn't get. Maybe that's the problem. Then we talk about there's Tenny also on there. There's Stone Boy at the certain points, I think. And there is Kiddy also in there. And Sefa. So let's talk about the choices of, or the choice of these artists. What informed, these choices?
So whenever I write a song and I think of a feature, I think in the studio, I think of a lot of artists. That's what I do all the time. And it's just by choice. Yeah, because artists never wasn't, I thought they would fit the songs that I put them on. So it's just like that.
I see. Jay? It's time for you to come in, and Cyril, I don't know if you have any, it says CJ, I don't know if you have any questions or any contributions to Bisa before we wrap up the conversation with him.
I mean, we've worked before, so I do have a fair idea of, a Bisa Kdei setup when he has to do his music and the inspiration and all, and he's a great artist. We've had our fair share of our fun, and massive reactions globally. I can throw him back to places like Manchester, Leicester, I think Belgium, you name them. There were really good shows, and the audience around the world was just impressive. So shouts to Bisa, and he's got. I want to ask him. In fact, I don't want to ask him. I'm going to tell him that if by the end of this year he hasn't dropped his feature with Lola Ray, I'll personally lead that song myself and shoot a video to it. He's got a classic song, classic tune with Lola Ray, and I'm saying it here. I was thinking it was going to be on the album. He knows I love that song, and I'm just keeping it in my mail. When I'm ready to release the video on it,
but maybe we should ask him what's the problem? Why are you not releasing Jay Foley's classic feature?
No, we'll drop it. We'll drop it. I've got more classics coming. Honestly, with a lot of artists around the world. So yeah. It's going to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cyril?
Yeah, it's a solid project. I like the collaborations. He really went out of his comfort zone and put a lot of key people on. So just happy to see him get into his emotions. He
Yeah,
spoke.
release
You can,
it,
from
yeah.
the way he started, I can tell that there's a lot of emotional motivation behind it, and to have the music as an outlet, that's every artist's dream. So Charlie, big ups, bro.
And to those who've been talking about this funeral music thing, I think it's a very useless and a bad perception.
It's a typical
and,
Ghanaian.
and not to say, even if you're an artist that you do songs for funeral is bad, it is not bad. It is still a place where you find yourself. You'd be surprised that when we went to Ivory Coast, and the audience and how they received Bisa Kdei as an artist in Ivory Coast, a French-speaking country, that is jamming to tree. That's to tell you that, it's music and it's crossing borders all day.
Congratulations once more to you, Bisa. We can only wish you the best. I hear you're going out of town and you promised to be in our studio when you return. We'll hold you to that.
Yes, thank you.
Have a great one. So that's Bisa who joined us on Unpacking, talking about his original album. You want to go stream it on Boomplay and all the other places you can find it. There are some songs you really need to listen to, especially track 1 is an introduction to the original Bisa.